Welcome back to What's Next Garage. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Today we're going to pull the engine out of the 2004 Subaru Forester. Stick around and enjoy the show. So I'm just spinning the engine over with the 22mm here. There, one, right there. Look at that fella. Just waiting to get taken on. He said, "Get me out of here." And it's not that size. I'm gonna keep my hand in here. Even though I'm splitting it, I don't feel like losing them. Subarus have one of the easiest flex plate torque converter removal systems. There's no trying to go through a hole on the starter. This is straightforward, well laid out. Good job, Subaru. Yep, that's loose. Yeah, so you can spin the engine and the torque converter stays. Alright. So I'm just taking out some of the easier to get at engine to transmission bolts. You still have to pull the starter off of the right hand driver's side, but for the most part, everything is all accessible from the top. I'm up there on that guy, and this is one of the starter. See if we can get this guy back in there. Okay. Oh, we did get it loose too. Oh, nice. Guess what time it is? Okay, I'll take that. I'll talk about this rolling floor jack in a little while. Don't forget. So the exhaust manifolds and the motor mounts come off from down below, and you can pull off the fan plug. But let's get this motor mount off. So there's one nut on either side. After I got all the hardware out from underneath the vehicle, I found out that indeed I had lent out my engine leveler and my chain, so I had to make myself a set of lifting lugs. Just a piece of angle iron with one of the original bolts on it. I use a 1/4-20 bolt there, and that 1/4-20 bolt can take a lot of shear force. That's why I'm using it on that chain. The only part that I really didn't like that much was the connection to the air conditioning bracket because of the direction that it pulls. Alright, well, we're going to split her, and it should go. Put some tension on there. Oh, that's scary. Okay, we got the engine up a little. Perfect. Okay, let's try and split it. So now we have it all set to go. That blue strap is actually around the front of the engine because I need to have a little bit more tipping ability to tip it either forward or back. And you can see I'm giving it a couple tugs to split it, and it's not coming. I still have my sweatshirt on, and it's still not coming. And I'm using a pry bar, and it's still not coming. Well, you have to figure something is wrong after that many tries. Now that I've got myself plenty warmed up, I decided to take the sweatshirt off and now just run a t-shirt. So I'm taking off that dog bone in the back, which really wasn't what was causing it. Underneath the vehicle, I had that floor jack. I needed to jack the engine up, the engine and transmission up, so I could get it to clear the motor mount studs that are in the frame. And once I did that, it worked out perfectly. I was able to pull the motor up without a problem. using that blue strap to kind of level the motor out to give it the angle that I needed. And you can see I'm using a pretty big logging chain because, again, my lifting equipment was not at my house. You can use the engine to transmission bolts from the vehicle to lock this in. The only thing you have to make sure is that the holes aren't all boogered up. And a couple of mine definitely were boogered up. Now I'm just going to run a tap in the holes that I'm going to use, which I'll probably run a tap in all the bolt holes before I put the engine back in. The flexibility of that engine hoist really is nice because you can move the arms to any position that you need, any place where you can lock a bolt in. So it works great on all types of motors. The tool that really makes it easy again is going to be these. So I'm going to use this one. Now to get that out of there, I'm just going to lay it on the ground and hit this, and that shock will kick that out. Wow, look at it in there. Isn't that beautiful? Oops. We'll leave that later. So the real reason that, well, not the real reason, but one of the reasons I'm putting all this effort into this is because I just did this timing belt system maybe 15,000 miles ago. So I don't want to not have it. So I don't want to not have it. I don't want to not have to waste that money and stuff. Plus I only paid, I want to say $55 for an entire head gasket kit. So if it lasts me 10,000 miles after that, then happy days. I'm gonna take you out of the holder here. We're gonna go look quick. So this is the split right here and a timing mark. Then we look at that to that. And then there's really no mark, it's just kind of up and down. And then we come over here, and this mark here lines up with the little notch in the plastic. This is the tensioner, and there's a hole here and a hole in the little, let's look at that quick too. Let's go over there and look at that. So we have a hole there, and then a hole back in that piston. Well, this is a hydraulic cylinder in here. Well, a hydraulic pressure system. As this wears, this slowly brings tension down. So then what I'll do is put this in a vise, compress it, and then I'll put a pin through there, and then I can reuse it. All of these are the Japan parts. I used to use the Dayton, but they went to all China parts. And you definitely see a difference in quality and longevity to the job, which is really sad because that kit was cheaper. Now the kit's expensive. You know what I didn't do? I didn't mark the dang belt. Crap-ola. Well, I can mark that side for sure. This side I don't know anymore because it's pulled this roll. I can mark that one for sure. So usually there's marks on the belt, but not anymore. So this one's got tension on it, but I'm just gonna turn it a little bit, right? So now that's closed. So that won't matter because it's pinned. I do enjoy working on Subarus, I really do. I don't get it, I don't know why, but I do. Okay, we're gonna rotate this now so we can take off the oil pan. And usually when you rotate them, they make a mess. There we go. Okay, oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, look at how milky that is. We were getting it in the oil. And my kids told me that we didn't have any oil in there. Now there's definitely oil in there. So to take the heads off, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bolts. We're gonna go center, and then outers, and then take the whole shebang off. I'm not gonna pull the cam out. I'm gonna leave the cam alone. Cam alone, cam alone, cam alone. All right, we'll take those out. That's a 12 point something or another. Holy macaroni and cheese. Now a lot of what I'm doing now may not be recommended, but because this thing has got 200 some gajillion thousand miles, and it knocks, and my kid has beat the living snot out of it, I'm just gonna start taking this apart with impact. Speak of the devil. Oh, that's tight.
So cracked heads?
I don't know yet. No, I don't know yet. And these were plenty tight. These head bolts were plenty tight. I love giving my kid a hard time about coolant leak and the rod knock in there, but it happens. When you're young, you tend to take things for granted and hammer on them. Now that we've got both heads off and visually inspected, we're fairly comfortable with the fact that the heads are not cracked, that it was just the gaskets that were leaking. So we made the decision, we're going to pull the engine apart and we're going to go after the rod knock. So we're going to look at purchasing main bearings and rod bearings. So with that, I appreciate you stopping by. Stay tuned till the end of the video. There's a preview of what to expect in the next video. Other than that, I appreciate you watching. Until the next What's Next Garage, have a great day.
What is this here, maybe? Could there be something behind this? Right here, you pull that out. Could there be something
I had a hidden one behind that, behind that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you may be right. Just undo it. Yeah, you may be right, Rob.